information, are there any newbies in the room at the moment? Are there any new VPMs for the first time, VPMs who are completely clueless? Yeah, with the raise of hands would be better, because I'm sure this would be a unanimous response and we don't want to freak people out. Okay, I get to see many hands there, but still the majority, I would say, is experienced people, huh? That's nice. Okay, it's just, let's say, I just get to see 8 hands. That's it. Okay, 9. That's nice. So we do have people from Bahrain, Kuwait, and do we have anybody else from any other jurisdiction besides Bahrain and Kuwait? No one. No one yet, I guess. That's about it. We have 41 people so far. Just give me a moment to confirm if we can go ahead, since we're already on time. All right, so I guess it's pretty much just Bahrain and Kuwait on the screen right now. So again, just going back to our initial discussion, would it be possible to switch on the cameras? Because I'm a person who would love to see you in person, and having a face makes a lot of difference, and the connection gets a little more intense. So if your camera ready, and if it's not too much to ask, please switch on your cameras. We're a small group. We're just a group of 42 vice president membership, so nothing to worry. There, oh, there it is. And if it's possible, please keep the camera switched on, because it makes it more interesting for me as well to speak to a face rather than a screen. You know, that's amazing. Okay. Okay, I don't want to push the others. I understand they would have their own limitations. So for all the ones that has already switched on the camera, like Toastmaster Abion, Toastmaster Matthew. Okay, Toastmaster Matthew did not switch it on. Sorry, my bad. Toastmaster DTM Syra Ranch, we want to see your beautiful face. If you could please switch on your cameras. Toastmaster Thomas, Toastmaster Shiran, Toastmaster Saliha, thank you so much for switching on your camera. It's a pleasure to actually have you with us. Toastmaster Aruna, Toastmaster Priscilla. Okay, that name sounds familiar. Hello. Toastmaster Anis, Toastmaster Sharavanan, Toastmaster Ali. Okay, Toastmaster Deva Malay. I hope I got your name correct. Toastmaster Rajgopalan, Toastmaster Nasha. I know you already. Toastmaster Murali, Toastmaster Muhammad Mashkur, Toastmaster Naresh. Thank you so much. Toastmaster, okay, wait, I just moved. Krishna Das Nair, Toastmaster Varunika, Toastmaster Naresh. Okay, that's it. Just these many names, yeah? Okay, I guess the others don't want me to. Did I miss out anybody who has already got their camera switched on and I did not get your name? Toastmaster Sheba, thank you so much for switching on your camera. I just got to see you, your lovely face. All right, so since I haven't heard back from them, which I assume is because they're busy trying to allocate 350 people into different breakout rooms, in interest of the time, and as I know everyone is looking forward to the weekend, and this is the last thing you want to be doing on a Friday weekend. But just before I continue, am I audible enough? Am I clear, loud, and visible?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, you are.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get this done, and get our points, which is the most important thing. So to start off, we're all here because we've all been recently crowned Vice President membership. And I know it doesn't sound so exciting because, yes, at the end of the day, it's just a membership role and you're the vice president. But again, I guess personally, I believe that is one of the best, if not the bestest role that you can take up, purely for the fact that you represent the club and you are in the forefront. What more can you ask for? So before again I go further, I have been in the Toastmasters field for the last 4 years. And it was only last year that I actually took up the VPM role purely out of personal interest. I went up to my excom and I said, I want to take up this role because I believe I can actually promote the club and make people aware that we exist. We, as in Toastmaster Club, exist. Now, with that, I managed with a snap of finger, okay, just like this, snap of a finger, I managed to get in not five, not 10, but 12 new members into our club, which used to be a club which had a difficulty in having a good standing position. So 12 new members with the snap of a finger was something I could achieve with just proper connection and consistency. Now, how this was done, you can find out soon. Just stick around for the next 30 minutes approximately. And by the end of the session, you all can snap your finger and get in as many members as you want into your club. Is that a deal? Okay. So I understand you've all eaten your biryani, majboos, and all that. You're all tired. You're all laid back. I need an energy boost. And the only way I can get that at this moment, besides my coffee, is I want all of you to unmute yourself. And I want you to yell. All right. You heard me clear. Yell, shout, scream for the others who didn't understand. I want you to say, I am the best VPM. All right. On the count of 3. Okay, so let's do this together. This is an energy boost because I can see everyone's like, kind of a mood. I want to get that out. And that's not something I want to see on the screen right now. So on the count of 3, I want you to say, I am the best VPM. All right, everybody unmute yourself. All are unmuted. Perfect. Oh, I still have 2 people who's not unmuted. Many others. Come on, go ahead. Unmute yourself, please. If you have been listening, then I'm requesting you to kindly unmute. And the ones who are not going to be unmuted, I'm not going to give you the attendance. So there, I have upper hand here. So unmute yourself, please. Let's see who's left. Okay, we still have R.A. Naidu, Azhar, Tamkan, Muhammad Hagag, Muhammad Abdul Nabi, Flanil, all these people. Kindly unmute yourself. We can't be keeping the others waiting. All right, so I guess we've got majority of them. Let's go for this. On the count of 3, I am the best VPM. At the topmost voice you could yell at, even if you get kicked out of wherever you're sitting, just for this moment. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
I am the best
VPM. Okay, let's do it one more time. That was a trial and I understand the difficulties. You're all in different places. On the count of 3, we go. 1, 2, 3, go. I am the best VPM. Amazing. Let's give a round of applause. Clap for yourselves. It's okay. You did a good job. Come on, it's not easy to yell at wherever you're sitting. I'm sure people will be thinking, are you attending a training or what's happening? All right. Now that I've got most of you at least into the training for the next 5 minutes, let's say if the concentration span lives that long, we have the next 30 minutes. I have a presentation deck which includes just 20 slides. All right. How hard could it be? 20 slides and you get members. How's the deal? Now this, by now you would have understood I'm not just going to be talking. You guys are going to be as invested in me as I am with you all. So it is going to be interactive, no doubt. It is going to be as entertaining as it could be because I'm here to entertain all you 45 people out there. And what I get in return is all 45 of you will entertain me back as well. Now, if any of you have any questions at any point in time, please unmute yourself and be polite enough to ask or raise your question. Now, before we start, all right, the presentation slide, can I ask a few of here, especially from the new beginners, is there any specific goal or objective besides the DCP points, of course, that made you join this training? Or is there any expectation that you want to achieve by the end of the next 30 minutes? Anybody could go. I would presume a volunteer. If not, I'm going to pick.
More members equals to the more the merrier. Hello, by the way, I'm Saliha. So the more the merrier we say. So there'll be the group, the club will be lively. There'll be more energy if there are more people. So we would want to learn how to get in more members, inshallah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's absolutely one of the major goals. The more the merrier, and more, that is exactly the objective, right? As a VPM, your role is basically to attract, to recruit, to make people aware that we Toastmasters organization exists, or your specific club exists, and get the people lured into coming to your Toastmaster meeting. Anybody else? Any other suggestions? What exactly do you think you could attain by the end of the next 30 minutes? Come on, don't be so quiet. I'm giving you an opportunity to talk. Use it. Like we are VPMs here. We are supposed to be networking.
More vibrant club meetings.
More vibrant, yes. So you have absolutely Toastmaster Shiba. Yes.
Know the secrets of young adult Toastmasters.
So, okay, now see, again, this was the deal, right? By the end of the 30 seconds, I'm definitely going to give you the tricks, my bad. Tricks and the tips to actually convince people to get into your meeting. That is a given thing. You're going to find out. But as Toastmaster Vandana said, yes, secrets. That's absolutely what you're going to find out. Anything else? Secrets. You want to get more people. You want more vibrant people. Exactly. So that is a very, very valid point. So you don't want any random person to join your club and, just add into numbers. You want people who fit into your club. You want people who can add value to your club. You want people who are looking for that passionate self-growth. These are your audience. You don't want any random person on the road. No. You want people who want to match your vibes or your club mission or statement, right? So there is a slide share that I would want to share. Let's just hope they have given me, yes, they have given me the slide sharing screen. But before that, just give me a minute. I need to make sure that the slide is in place. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. This is a priority that we need to have the slide sharing done. And I'm just going to. Okay, so no, that is not what I want. Sorry about that. That's not the screen. Just give me a minute again, please. All the excitement, and I really don't know where's the slide exactly gone. So apologies. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Mohsin, for being very responsive. And I hope soon the others would be as responsive as you. So this is our slides. As you can see, there's just 20 slides. Our agenda. Now, talking about the agenda, it's just 3 things. As simple as it looks. Your role as a VPM, your responsibilities, and the resources available for you to fulfill your roles and responsibilities. As simple as it can get. This is all that we're going to
Sorry,
discuss during
if
this
you
meeting.
can make it slideshow, it will be more better because this slideshow it will be more
Hang on
better.
a minute. What about this? Is it better now?
Yes, now it's fine.
All right. This is
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. So I will be screen sharing. I mean, I will stop the screen share when I feel like I want to see your faces more of it, obviously, rather than just the limited pictures on the screen. So this is going to be on and off. So do stop me and let me know if there's any issues in terms of the visibility. All right. So moving on. The first agenda, the first item on the agenda is the VPM role. Now, as a VPM, what is expected out of you? I mean, we have veteran VPMs here as well as beginners, but I would like to listen from the newbies. What exactly do you think is the role of a vice president membership? As a vice president membership, what is expected out of you? If anybody can give it a shot.
Bring
To
in new
bring in
members.
new members.
So yes, getting in new members, definitely yes. I think that was
To retain,
Toastmaster Murali.
to
Yeah,
retain
Toastmaster
the
Murali.
current members.
Absolutely. So it is not just recruiting or acquiring new members. It is your responsibility also to retain. This is something very, very important. So when they say get in as many members as you want, you get members left and right. But who's responsible to retain them? That is also one of your responsibilities as the vice president membership. So getting in new members, retaining new members, and supporting the club in attaining their club mission. This is what we would see as the VPM role. Now, let's see what the slide has to say. The VPM role. We talked about the VPM role. Now, moving on to the VPM responsibility. This is the major part. I can hear some disturbances. I think it is Toastmaster Muhammad Abdul Nabi. Could you please mute yourself? Toastmaster Muhammad Abdul Nabi. Thank you so much. All right, so moving on. Now we talk about the VPM responsibilities. Now, in regards to the VPM responsibilities, there are three major phases or areas that you should focus on. First one starts with the club meeting. Now, the club meeting, every club has a designated time and date that they have designed, which would be the pattern they would follow to have their meetings scheduled. But here, what we need to ensure as the vice president membership is that we have the club posters made in advance. All right. So now when I say made in advance, it is an arrangement that you have to have as a vice president membership with the vice president public relation, who would be preparing these posters and ensure that the poster is available and ready at least before 24 hours of the meeting. This is a minimum requirement. The earlier, the better, because that way we are able to reach out to the maximum audience. All right. So as a minimum or as a basic requirement, 24 hours, but ideally I would suggest having at least the poster ready 72 hours before the meeting. So you have the meeting scheduled on Wednesday, like how we have at our Yat Home Club. When the meeting is on Wednesday, we give out our posters on Sunday. Now, the first poster gets out on Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday night, we reshare the post. So it's a reminder. So here, what we're doing is we increase our visibility to the audience. We remind them, we tell them, yes, keep yourself scheduled for Wednesday. We have a meeting coming up. On Tuesday, we remind them again. So the first thing before the meeting actually happens is to ensure that you are visible, awareness of the meeting in the public. This is how you know. This is how I would, if, for example, I'm interested in Toastmasters, I'm looking out for a meeting, any Toastmaster meeting that comes in. I mean, unless you promote or you make yourself visible, I wouldn't know. So that is the first step or the base. Reach out, publicize, promote your posters, repost it, share it on all the social medias that you could think of. Easiest way to get people hooked, easiest way to make people aware. And it's not even going to cost you anything. But what you get is your audience. You will be getting the audience hooked because you are making yourself clear in the visible. You're being visible for them. Now, what is the benefits out of being there in the public? Like I'm sure you will have not just your one poster in the media. You would have many posters. So, how do you think you can actually be different from the others? What do you suggest is a possibility or a trick that could get your audience encouraged to come to your meeting and not to another meeting? What do you think could help them hooked up to you? Any suggestions? Like, can we have some ideas?
Call them in person.
Yes. Any other? Call them in person is definitely one of the options, provided you know them and you're able to reach out to them. Yes, then you can do that. What is the other trick that you could use to attract or get the attention of a newbie or the general public?
LinkedIn.
Post on social media, the posters, and be active on it.
Yes. So how will you be active on it?
You do that interactive stuff, on the social media that you have, the comments and polls and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm not really sure who is actually talking here.
That's me, VPM Saliha.
Salia. Okay. So Salia, that's right. So that is one of the options. So one other thing that I would notice is that the minute I say Toastmaster Saliha, don't you think it makes a difference to you rather than me just addressing you as Toastmaster? So what I'm trying to say here is that personalization. Yes, as Toastmaster Vandana rightly mentioned, calling them up is absolutely one of the best ways because that is personal connection right there. But we don't really have the liberty to have that kind of access to every person who we want to invite onto the club. We want to attract the general public or the general crowd. So one thing to ensure in your posters is to have the usage of words like you are invited or we invite you. So the word you emphasizes the individual who's reading it. They feel important. All right, that is one thing. Second thing is you send a personal note. You understand, okay, there is this individual who could be a potential, he or she is interested in joining a meeting. You share the poster with a personal note saying, we would be honored to have your presence, or we would be obliged to have your presence, or we would like to invite you to our upcoming meeting. So it's very difficult for an individual to decline a proposal which is personalized to him or her, unless he's got like really valid reasons. So this is another key thing. When you invite people, add a personal note, give a personal touch. This helps you to ensure that it makes it difficult for the other person to decline because he gets the bad vibe, like, oh my god, they're like really sweet and nice, how can I say no to them? And he might actually end up in your meeting. You could just get lucky and he or she would be there. So before the club meeting, as I said, the posters important. Wherever possible, add a personal note, so that is going to be your potential guests. So as a VP membership, you would have a list of potential members or your target audience which you are expected to conquer. So for that, with those people, get their names, their addresses from the guest book or the guest list, give it out to them with a personal note. And I'm telling you, out of 100 invitations that goes out, by default, with a guaranteed response of 80% would come back to you either with a yes or at least with a regret saying that next time they would join you. So this is easy. No effort and you're in. Yeah. Now, that is something that you do before the club meetings. Now, even in the club meeting session, there are 3 phases. Before the club meetings, once they arrive at the club, they are in your meeting. You have invited them. Toastmaster Abhilash, mute yourself. Or do I? Oh, thank you. So, yes, thank you. Oh, please mute yourself, Toastmaster Abhilash. Thank you. All right. So I guess we could do well with a moderator, but I believe there are no moderators available. So we'll have to just excuse ourselves for anybody who unmutes themselves. So now again, coming back to the topic. Now, at the meeting, what do you think is the most important gesture, or what is the first and foremost thing that you would, as the VP membership, do for your guests? Anybody?
Warm
Make them feel
welcome.
comfortable.
Yes. How do you make them feel warm and welcome?
You go up to them, meet them, shake hands, greet them basically,
Yes.
and
Yes.
tell them that you're happy that you're there.
Yes, absolutely. So you personally go and welcome them, make them feel important. That personal connection, that is what works. That personal connection in this virtual world, or that personal connection in this diversified networking situation, that is deep, that stays. Now, I know Toastmaster Saliha is pretty much well versed, but what about the others? Other than having the personal connection, what else can you do for your guests, for the first time guests? I want the others to respond. Come on, we have a lot of others in the group. Yes?
Share with them some a pamphlet or something that you have ready about Toastmasters, so they get an idea of what they're getting into, or explain the agenda to them so that they know what's coming up.
Absolutely. That is definitely one other way, because once you have the people come in, obviously they have an objective, or they have a goal, or they have a reason why they are at your meeting. So as a VP membership, it is your responsibility to find out why have they come there. So this can happen once you have the shake hand, once they are in, you see, are they comfortable? If you know them already, try to speak to them and understand, like during the break, or during in between the meetings, during the break session, or after the meeting, you go to them, speak to them, find out what exactly are you looking for at Toastmasters. Is it personal development? Is it public speaking? Is it presentation skill? What exactly is it? Networking? Find out. Try to see if they are at the right place, if you can add any value or help them in any way to become better people. So your responsibility is also to find out what is their objective, their specific objective. Yeah. What else could it be other than understanding and making them feel welcomed? How do you make sure they enjoy the meeting? How can you ensure that they're comfortable? What do you suggest? Like besides Saliha, anybody else? Because I know Saliha would definitely have an answer to this. Anybody else who would want to give it a shot? Come on, I mean, if you guys are not going to respond, you're all going to be yelling soon. So if you don't want that, please respond.
Telling them about our success stories.
Sorry?
Telling them about
I can't
our
hear you
success.
well.
Okay. Telling them about our success stories.
Sorry, is that Toastmaster
I
Shoaib?
will write in the chat.
Yes, Shoaib, I can't hear you well. If anybody
He's
else
saying
heard
that
it,
we can share our success stories with them. He's saying that.
absolutely. Yes, that is a very, very valid point. Thank you, Mohsin, for making it loud and clear for me. So what Toastmaster Shoaib said is share the success stories. So we have 100 plus clubs in Bahrain. So why do you think you would even bother to sit and listen to me for the next 30 minutes? If I had not told you that I got in 12 new members. So that is my success story, right? So that makes you believe that, okay, if I have managed to get in 12 people, there would be something that has worked for her in her favor. And it would be nice to know what if it could work for us as well. So success story, personal success story is an easy win, an easy catch. The minute you give them your success story, they're like, oh my God, okay, if she can do it, I can do it too. Or he can do it, I can do it too. There's nothing that's going to stop me. So personal story, definitely a hit. Thank you, Toastmaster Shoaib, for that. That was something really, really informative. Anything else? Success stories, personal connection, understanding what they actually want, their specific goals from the Toastmaster meetings. These are the ways that, some of the ways that you could actually make sure that they're comfortable, that they feel they have been welcomed, and they feel at ease and feel that they could obtain their objectives in the near future. And that would make them them come back to your club and fill in that membership form that makes you obtain all the awards and all the points that you would need as a VPM. So moving on, let's see what the, okay, so this is what we discussed, where you before the club meetings, probably you could do a member list. This is the traditional way of doing it. You have a list of new members that you can have so that you are, structured in a way that you don't miss out on any members. So that is an important thing. So if you have been contacting or your previous vice president membership, which was on in the term previously, he would hand over a list of members, potential members who we have been contacting for coming into the meeting. So you take out the list, make sure you write a personal note to each and every one of them saying that you, Toastmaster Mohsin or Toastmaster Shoaib, has taken up the VP membership role for the term 2022-2023, and it would be my pleasure to invite you for our next upcoming meeting, so and so. So they feel, oh, there's a different person now. And he or she seems to be really interactive, because you're not going to stop with just this one post. You send them this note at your convenience, and after 2 days, you're supposed to remind them again. So you have to be consistent. You can't just send them one note and then forget about it and just say, oh, okay, they didn't turn up, they're lost. No, you're supposed to be consistently following up, reminding them. That is where they feel, okay, this person is really invested in me. He or she actually wants to make me attend the meeting. Maybe I should just go and give it a try. I mean, what is the most that I can lose? It's just 2 hours. I will give it a shot. So this is where you need to pull them in, consistently reminding them, consistently send them reminders, posters, meeting invites. I hope you're doing well. Just to update you, your upcoming meeting is in 2 days. It's gonna take, you can do a broadcast message. You don't have to individually do that as well. Like once you have done a personal note and made a personal connection, you don't have to address each and everyone with their name every time you address them. Then a personal broadcast message can do the trick because you've already created the connection. Now you just need to maintain it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, does that make sense? Can I have a thumbs up? Oh my God, you people are so quiet. Thank you.
Yes,
What
real
about the
thumbs
others?
up. Real thumbs up.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Either a virtual thumbs up or a thumbs up. Okay, it's nice to see some of you smiling at least. But the others, again, they have all gone off their videos. And okay, they don't want to treat me with their beautiful faces and handsome looks. Fine. I'll just live with the ones that have been kind enough to switch on the cameras. Okay, moving on. We've just discussed this. Upon arrival, we greet all the guests, obviously, the personal connection. We ensure that we answer all the questions that the guests may have, just to make them understand, okay, what are the, I think one of you out here mentioned that we need to make sure that we share the brochures or something. So they have an understanding of what is expected out of a Toastmaster meeting or what they can expect out of a Toastmaster meeting. Absolutely. Then this is after club meetings. So after club meetings, now once the meeting is over, everything is done, they are happy and they're ready to leave. So now what do you think is the next step? You got them to the club. No, you shared the posters, you attracted them, you lured them to come into your club. They attended your meeting. Now they have left. What is next? After they have left, what is it that you can do to, what is your role? What do you expect?
Ask for
Send them a
feedback.
thank you note.
Yes, sure, Priscilla, that is nice. And what was Toastmaster Sharon trying to say?
Ask for feedback on how they
Ask for
felt
feedback. Okay,
their
so the
experience
same
over
thing.
there.
So ask for feedback. So how do you think we could ask for a feedback? We just message them, say, okay, hi, how are you? We need a feedback. What do you think is the best way to get a feedback?
Send a feedback form.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you well, Toastmaster Dev.
Send a feedback form.
Towards the end
Yes.
of the meeting, we can call the guest and ask him for the feedback.
Yes. All right, that is fine. Okay, now I can see you're all
If it is
confined about the
after,
feedback form. Definitely, the feedback form is the ideal way, but try to think out of the box. If we don't have a feedback form, or I'm not having the feedback form available in handy with me, but I want to get a feedback, or I want to make sure that person comes back for my next meeting. How can I do this?
In my experience, sending them a thank you note has always got them to speak out their experience or give us their feedback. So that is what I have always done, send out a thank you note saying that thanks for attending and participating in the meeting. And then obviously, very naturally, it just comes out that they have enjoyed the meeting or what are their plans about joining, etc.
Absolutely. So that is one of the best ways, sending out a thank you note. Now, sending out a thank you note can be done again in two ways. One is the next day you send them a thank you note, or also you could, at the end of the meeting, go out to them, tell them thank you so much for coming here. It has been a pleasure to have you here. Hope you have enjoyed the meeting and hope to see you in the next meeting. So there you're personally talking. Followed by a thank you note the next day would be bang on. They are in for sure. There is no way they'll go to any other club because you have connected. So that is how you create that connection, that personal connection. That is relevant and that is very, very important because your club is not the only club in the area who's looking for members. So the only way you can stand out as a VP membership is when you give in your personal connection, your personal touch. This is very, very important. Now, since we have covered this and I don't want to be keeping you guys in for too long. Outside the club, there are certain things as VPM that is expected for us to be doing, which is basically membership building programs, promoting membership, contests, and follow up or keeping a track of the guests. So follow up, yes, the thank you note, the feedback, and then following up regularly is very, very important. And we have to ensure that we do this consistently. Don't just send one note and forget about it. No, if you don't see a response, you message back after a couple of days. I'm sorry, I have to bother you again, but it'd be really appreciated if I could get a response because I would want to ensure that if there is anything that we can get better at, we would want your comments on it. So we ask them feedback in such a way that we make them feel that their feedback matters to us. It's not just a protocol, it's not just a procedure. Your feedback is important because I'm going to make changes according to your feedback. So give them that feeling, they will give you a feedback. Moving on. Once they give you a feedback, they come into the next meeting. The next thing you need to do is flash the membership form. Oh, you're so comfortable. You should be a part of our club. Send them the membership form. Get it filled, signed, get the dues settled, connect them to your treasurer, and you have a member. Easy, right? I wish it was so easy. But the thing is, the minute you send the membership form and they understand, okay, the money involved, they'll be like, okay, maybe I should just hang on for some time, not be too quick on this. So there, again, consistency. Send the membership form, wait for them to respond. You don't get a response, follow up. Tell them you can come in as a guest. You don't have to pay. Come in as a guest as many times as you want. Come in till you're comfortable. Get them in as guests because having guests, there are two advantages. It makes the room look full. As somebody initially mentioned, the more the merrier. So nobody from outside really understands who's a member and who's a guest. So it's if they come in, you're not at a loss. But obviously, you need to have a restriction that they don't come up as guests for the rest of their lives. You'll have a minimum number restricted by the club, as in like come in as a guest 3 to 4 times, and then you need to become a member because at the end of the day, everyone needs money to run. So that is one way. And another thing is attend and vote at area council meetings, arrange for your replacement or assistance, prepare for your successor for the office. So these are again things which you do outside the club meeting. So outside the club meeting, we have to, I'm sure pretty soon you will be attending the area council meetings. You will be added to an area council group where your vote or your opinion will be considered. And you also need to keep a backup in case you're busy. You'll have to have a subcommittee of vice president membership where you can actually ask somebody else to go and reach out to your potential guests or members so that there is no gap. So in case you get tied up or busy, your consistency is key. So keep going, following up consistently, retaining the guests. And one other thing I want to add is as focused you are on getting new members, you should also ensure that you retain the existing members. Now, that is again your responsibility as the vice president membership. Now, how can you ensure that you can retain the members? Anybody besides Saliha, Vandana, Priscilla? Anybody else?
I think
Regular
support
contact.
Sorry, please go ahead.
Having regular contact with your existing members.
Yes, regular contact. So as a VPM, it would be difficult for you to like keep track of all the members. So what you do is get the attendance sheet for the people who've not been attending or who've been irregular. Reach out to them. Be more focused. Don't send out a meeting note to all the members. Send out to the ones that are missing in action. Reach out to them. Ask them what is the concern. Is there an issue? Is there an understanding gap? Find out and try to fix it. Try to connect them with their mentors. Re-establish their connection. That is what you require to be doing as the VPM. All right. There is something that I would. I think we have the attendance sheet which needs to be done because we have. Okay, we'll just wait. We'll wait for that in the question and answer session. So that is pretty much okay. Now all that done. You've done your role at the club. You've done your role outside the club. Now your role in the executive committee. In the executive committee, your role is pretty standard. You have to organize and conduct membership contests. Now, membership contests. Now, what do they mean by membership contests? We have certain awards that the TMI has declared. So we have something called as the Smedley Award. The minute you have 5 new members inducted, you're eligible for the Smedley Award. Now, the timing for this, I believe, is sometime during September, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yes, September. And then similarly, we also have the Talk Up Toastmasters Award, which happens sometime in the period of February. So again, if you have 5 new members inducted between the period October to February, you're eligible for the Talk Up Toastmasters Awards. So these are some of the awards that you could be eligible the minute you snap your fingers and get those members into your club. So make sure you get both the awards, because last year I was able to get the Smedley Award and the Talk Up Toastmasters Awards because I kept snapping my fingers. No, I was consistent. I made sure I follow up. That was exactly the reason why people would be like, okay, I can't be saying no for too long. Let me give it a shot. Let me give it a try. And once they come into the club, they're happy. And then you just manage on retaining them. So now we've seen how, when, who, what will fulfill the responsibilities. That is pretty much what we've discussed. Now, we also have certain resources that we have at Toastmasters International, which will help you do your, or take out, or do your roles and responsibility as per the requirements of TMI. Now, resources would be that, first and foremost, you're already doing it. You're attending the core training. You would have got your points for this. I'm sure if not anything, you've had fun yelling out your name, and you've at least tried snapping your fingers. So these are some of the benefits you would have definitely got out of the meeting, if not anything else. You have to read the materials. That would give you an understanding of what exactly is in terms of theoretically what is expected out of you, which is pretty much what we've discussed in the last 30 minutes. You also need to understand that you need to meet with the executive committee, the outgoing executive committee. So here we don't have a complete shift or we need a smooth transition, right? So when the XCOM of the previous XCOM transitions to the new XCOM, there should be a smooth transition. There should be a proper handover. There should be proper transitioning wherein the members or the guest does not feel that there is a huge gap. You need to keep it consistent. So that is where you have to ensure, even if the previous XCOM is not handing over, you need to reach out, get to an understanding, speak to the VP membership who was previously handling the role, and then go out and make sure that you're all on the same page. Okay, that is very much it. So yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the presentation. Now, if we could, okay, now we could actually go on to the question and answer session. But before that, I want you all to fill in the attendance sheet, which is already shared on the chat box. Is everybody able to see the attendance sheet which is shared on the chat box?
Done long back.
Okay, so all of you have done it already. Wow, I have a lovely audience. Should I ask you to yell again? No, no, no. I'm sure we're like almost running short of time, so let's not waste time yelling. Let's move on. Awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's all move on to the question answer sessions. Now, we did have questions, but is there anything else that you would want to discuss since we do have some minutes left? Any questions? You can kindly unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your questions. Okay, I can
Yes,
see Toast. Yeah.
Mohsen is. Yes, Toastmaster Mohsen is here. Yeah, so as other clubs are mostly, my club is basically corporate club, right? So for me, it's a very challenging for the retaining the members. As whenever I go to them, they always say, we have other works to do for the company. But when I go to company say that we already give you time for 2 hours from company time. So how I can manage that?
See,
Even
I mean, the minute
HR is also sending them message that you are free to attend that meetings. But sometimes there's our work to do, but mostly they have work, especially on that. But when we try to change our time to Saturday, Sunday, Saturday or Friday, nobody want to do that.
So absolutely, if I was in your company, I would be attending it during work time rather than on my weekend.
Yeah, I love to do that.
All
I
right.
also love to do that.
So that
Yes,
is
Your
definitely
management.
not an option. Yeah,
we are on
like
duty.
don't
Definitely.
you should not even consider moving it to the weekend because then even the ones who are attending will not attend. So make sure you keep it during the working hours so that people will use it as a source of recreation. Now, as a VPM, what I would suggest you try is that make your Toastmaster meeting a little more lively and energetic. People are not attending and they prefer to work over attending your meeting because they feel it is not interesting. So you need to understand, like, have a fun session in between the meeting where you have some games, some mental games introduced. Is it online or have you started going physical?
Yeah, last week it's like hybrid. Some are
Hybrid.
attending
Okay, so
online. Yeah,
in hybrid,
because we have
you can
4
utilize
units, and
this.
sometimes people, our other units, they also join. Sometimes
Absolutely.
they are
So
busy with the work and they are online. I'd love
yeah.
to, if they are joining, it's better for us. At least they are joining online even.
Yes, yes, yes. So don't discourage the people who are joining online. The best way is to
Yeah.
get some social activities done so people get interested to come into your meetings. And also try to discuss with the HR where they will be given some KPIs or link the meeting, make it enforceable on them because it's a corporate club. I think you're allowed to do this. You should tell them that they would be getting separate CP, continued professional education points or something if they attend the 2 hours of Toastmaster training. So this way you have an easy catch. You have the whole company with you saying that you have to attend the meeting. So you
Yes.
don't have an option. They have to attend. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I will
I
do
think
definitely. The
give it a
second
shot.
part is like there should be a
Oh,
funny, like enjoyment, entertainment should be there. Yeah, I will
yes.
add that
Yeah.
with the VP
Add a
education.
session
I
so
will
that
check with him and he will arrange some. Yeah, sure. Thank
sure.
you.
And no problem, Annie. And also you could give them my number. We are a young adults Toastmasters club. In case they're bored of corporate, they can always come to our club. We are really, really lively and funny and a lot of entertainment promised.
Yeah,
Okay.
that we also offer to, because our uh, co- founder of this club, that is DTM Naim Yusuf, everybody know,
Okay.
mostly old.
Okay.
So he is like always encouraging us to go to other groups. I will meet up with a join meetings with others. But people are like working, so they all will
Sure, sure.
left as soon as possible to home. So that is, we are at least, but good thing is that
That's
from
okay.
base, our club is growing. Like on base, our club member was 14 and now 19. So that's
Oh, very
good
good.
news.
That's
So
very good.
yeah,
Yeah, that you're doing a
and
good job already.
yeah,
Good job for
this
that.
time we made
Okay.
our goal of distinguished. So this is also 7
Very good.
points. Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
Good
In
going.
last term,
So
yes.
sure. Thank you. So the next question, I know Toastmaster Saliha has the hands up for quite some time. So please ask your question.
Ours is an exclusively online meeting. And we have we have guest form that they have to fill. The guests have to fill. We send a link. Now, not everyone fills that form. So what tips can I get to make them fill the form so that we can follow up,
Yes, so first and foremost, if it is online, you need to ensure as the VPM that you have their WhatsApp number. All right, get their WhatsApp number, get their name.
How do I do that?
You don't. No, in the chat box, when they come in, you welcome your guests, right? You say welcome, whatever is the name that they have on the screen. So ask them on a personal message, could I kindly, I'm the VP, introduce yourself as the Vice President membership, get their contact number either on WhatsApp or Instagram handle or somewhere where you can reach out to them. And once they share that information with you, if you don't get the feedback from the chat box, send it to them personally, asking them, okay, we would appreciate getting a response on this. So this is one easy way you could do. Yeah.
All right. Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Hope that helps. All right. We have Toastmaster Anis. Can I have your question?
Well, rather than question, it was for VPM Mohsin regarding the coming from a corporate club myself. I had a similar situation where members were not able to join. So one approach would be definitely having the higher management or definitely since you're driving from the HR, drive it from the higher management. Once they join and once they know the value of this particular event being driven and corporate culture, definitely you'll see the number growing.
Absolutely true. That's right, Toastmaster Anis. Anybody else with a question? We have the last few minutes, and I think we could do maybe one more question. Anybody with any question that I could probably try giving an answer? Okay, I have Toastmaster.
Can I ask
Sharon.
Matthew here?
We have a Toastmaster Sharon with his hand raised.
Yes, Toastmaster Sharon, please. Matthew, I will give you the next next try.
Sure.
Just
so
stay with us. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm fairly new to Toastmasters. I've just had 2 sessions, and I took up the challenge as VPM very recently.
You're very low. I can't hear you at all. I'm so sorry. Please speak up.
Okay, am I clear now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm fairly new to Toastmasters. I've had only 2 sessions and took up the challenge of VPM. The question I have is, during this training session, you had mentioned to be consistent and persistent with new members, correct?
Yes.
Where's the limitations for that? Because the way you explained it made it seem to keep going behind them.
I'm struggling to hear you. I'm trying to lip read at the moment, but do you want to write down your question in the chat? Maybe that would be easier. Yeah. Okay. Until Toastmaster Sharon writes down his question, I think we had Toastmaster Matthew with a question. Was it Toastmaster Matthew?
Just a quick question. What's the minimum number required for the club's survival? Minimum number of members on the base.
From my understanding, 20 is the number for good standing position of any club in Bahrain. And I guess, that is 20 is the number. 20 is the magic number. You need a minimum of 20 members to be in the good standing position.
So if you have 12, you need to increase it.
Yes.
Just an example. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. You're short of 8.
Yes. All right. Got it.
All right. Sharon, I haven't seen your question yet. Are you still typing? Okay. Anybody? Oh, wow. Okay. So his question is, during the training session, you had mentioned about consistent approach members. What's the line where you stop? Okay. So this is a very good question. And the answer is you don't stop. You don't stop. That's it. There is no way you can stop. You pursue until you succeed. There is no way in the world that you would stop pursuing. No, that's not an option. Hope that answers your question. You are supposed to be persistent, consistent. Keep going till you succeed. How would you try hitting on a girl? You wouldn't stop after a while. You'll keep trying, right? That's exactly the logic.
Yeah.
All right.
We have hand raised by VPM Murli. One last question, definitely, trainer.
Sure. Yes, Toastmaster Murli.
Hi. How do you conduct a good open house to attract members?
Okay. So that is an elaborate question and would require an elaborate answer. But in the interest of time, since I know everyone's waiting to get off the meeting, open house sessions, first and foremost, the major concern that you need to have is make sure your open house session is for the right audience. All right. you are, for example, we are called Young Adults Toastmasters Club, and we cater for the young adults. So our open house usually caters universities or graduates, fresh graduates at corporate clubs. These are the people who we target. So once you know you have a target audience, you have to reach out to those target audience, and that is how you ensure that you're going to benefit out of your open house. So in short, to ensure that you're doing a good open house session, first and foremost, make sure you reach out to the right people, ensure that you make it convenient for them to come to your open house session. And then once you are aware of the people who are coming in, ensure that you understand what is their objective out of Toastmasters. Like for fresh graduates or university students, they've not had many opportunities in the workforce or in the networking bit or in the exposure of actually standing up and speaking, so for them, their goal would be improving or having more opportunities to speak. So for example, if your club has a different mandate or a different objective or caters to a different group, attract that specific group through an open house. There is no point of keeping an open house if you're not going to cater to the young crowd. I mean, open house at the universities if you're not going to cater to the young crowd. So get the crowd who would be interested, who you could retain in your club, rather than anybody who you could just, randomly get it. Because once you get the members, you have to retain them as well. So that is very, very important. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So any other questions?
I think we're out of time, Toastmaster Natna.
Yes. So can I have the feedback form filled in? If everybody has already done it, kindly ignore. If not, please do fill in. It is in the chat box.
Can we have the cameras on, please, so that we can have one great photograph of all the members attending our session?
Finally, if they've not been listening to me all this while, they're supposed to listen to Toastmaster Anis, because now it's time for the photograph and nobody wants to miss the photograph. Yeah. I guess we should give them a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds more, because not everybody wants to be in the picture. Come on, this is how you make memories. By the end of this term, you all will be snapping fingers, and I'm sure you'll all be getting members. So this is the only way to prove that, okay, you were there at this great meeting, great training, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I guess, I have my lovely DTM Saira smiling. It's nice to see you. All right, so Anish, is it you going to be the one who's going to click the picture?
Yes.
Let us know when to say cheese or whatever it is that you want us to say.
Definitely. Just one more minute, more cameras to come. So guys, say cheese.
There you go.
Thank you. We'll have one more if it's okay. And this time we'll use paneer. Say paneer.
Okay, paneer.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, that's amazing. So
Thank
I
you.
hope you've all filled in the attendance and the feedback form. And with that, it was great having all of you here. It was lovely to hear you yell, and all your questions were really insightful. Hope you enjoyed the training, and keep snapping your fingers and keep getting those members, and never stop pursuing, because consistency is key. That was for Toastmaster Sharon. All right, with that, allow me to sign off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Have a good evening and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Toastmaster.